This is from the man who almost married the daughter of the person who almost became vice president. So watch this.
Now Levi Johnston does it with protection. Wonderful pistachios.
Maybe finally getting to the moment we don't have to take Levi Johnston all.
I didn't hear that.
You're
What
still
did he say?
Palin's baby daddy.
Exactly. And now touting pistachios. We're here with Kevin Madden, our Republican, the Sultan of Strategy. We appreciate you being here. And I want to start with the advice that he's getting today on Afghanistan. We're going to hear from a lot of different voices. Did the White House misplay this by letting this debate play out as publicly as it has, with McChrystal making a case that's so different than the vice president?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, first, I think that the president wants to inform both his allies and his critics of just how tough a decision this is. And I think that's one of the reasons that he's having a public debate about it. That I do think that they may have miscalculated in the fact that there are going to be sources within the Pentagon and others who feel differently, who are also going to air those grievances and push those points of view. I think secondly, I think what we're seeing right now is a sort of snapshot of just how inexperienced this president is when it comes to managing a chain of command. He's never done it before. There's no chain of command in a Illinois state Senate seat. There's no chain of command in a U.S. Senate seat from Illinois. And this is all very new to him, and he is mismanaging it.
Few presidents, obviously, have had any experience in managing a chain of command before they take to the Oval Office.
I think that it's a case, though, where you have governors who understand what it's like to be a chief executive of a state.
No doubt.
Or others who have been in, I don't know, maybe the private sector, who have had a chain of command and understand what it's like to be
We don't
a
have
chief
to read
executive.
anything into those comments about who you might be talking about in any of this.
Nothing whatsoever.
I only said it because I knew you guys were going to.
Okay, good.
I want to turn your attention, if I can, for a moment to electoral politics of 2010, and obviously it is shaping up. The environment has shifted a lot in this year of 2009, and the Republicans are seeing some more bright spots. I don't know that majorities are in their future for 2010, but this announcement from Mike Castle getting into this race in Delaware, this is a pretty stunning opportunity here for Republicans.
You know, it's an indication of just how confident many Republicans who are weighing a run for higher office or a run for an open seat, just how confident they are that the new environment is going to be favorable towards Republicans. And maybe that's just because they believe that there are a greater number of voters who have deserted the Democrats. Those swing voters that swung in 2008 now could be swinging back. They've kind of parked themselves into being persuaded. And I think that's where you're seeing a lot of the bulk of independent voters go. And Republicans increasingly across the country are seeing those voters as a huge opportunity to, again, build a center-right coalition that can help us pick up a lot of seats.
But this is not a new resurgence of sort of republicanism in the Northeast.
No, and I think, look, that's one thing that we have to remember right now is that the Democrats have lost these folks. They've lost them because they've been defending the status quo over the last few months when it comes to spending and Washington, D.C. being a solution-oriented place. Where voters are looking at what the Democrats have done, they haven't seen much action. So now they've parked themselves into, well, persuade me one way or the other. Republicans have not yet won them. And that's, I think, what our charge is over the next year is how do we put together a very modern message, a very modern agenda that's going to, again, bring those voters back into our fold.
Does having Bloomberg and Frist and Tommy Thompson and now Schwarzenegger in the fold on healthcare, does that do anything to appeal to independents?
I think it does, and that's something that we're going to have to watch over the next couple of weeks. We've seen the heat of August pass, and now we've seen a lot of people, Republicans and independents, almost look at the healthcare new again. They're looking for a reset, and they're taking another look at it. Now, I don't think that's been a big swing of public support for healthcare, but I think it goes back to our earlier point that we all talked about months ago, which is that inaction on something as important as healthcare is seen as inexcusable. So even Republicans and independents that during the summer were very angry and did not like healthcare and were rallying against it are now taking a fresh new look.
All right. Kevin Madden, Republican strategist, we appreciate you being here.
Always great to be with you guys.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We do appreciate it. That does it for this edition of Top Line. Be sure to click us on again tomorrow.
It's twitter.com/The Note. Keep the conversation going, and thanks for being here. Yeah, so Pistachio Pitchman, Levi
He has
Johnston.
a big security guard with him. No.
There's a lot of pistachio.
No. He has a security guard with him. You get the concept.
I get the joke.